All right, guys, you want the chance to win some M24 overmolded grenades here. All you have to do, leave a like on the video, comment down below, make sure you guys are subscribed. I'll give a couple of these away in next week's episode. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Building the Battle of the Bulge in Lego. And today, I've already started working on it, but we're working on this whole mountain section. I'm going to show you guys here in a second what I've already done. I've actually done quite a bit, and I'm almost done, actually. So I'm going to keep working on that. But I also turned my lights off, and it's actually like midday. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon here on Saturday. You'll be seeing this tomorrow. And I actually like the lighting in here. It's much better, and I'm actually using my phone. And I'm curious to see what you guys think of the audio and the video and the lighting quality. Because if I turn on my lights, they're very yellow. And then if I turn on like these lights, like these might help a little bit. But it's still just, I don't know. I don't like the... I like the natural light is what I'm getting at. So anyways, let's go ahead. I got my chair here, so I'm going to sit down and I can show you guys what I've been doing. So I've started to, before this episode, this was all not covered. So I found these 8x8 plates. They're like those grill grate plates, but I'm covering them over and I figured, you know what, it's going to be easier. It's easier to use larger plates because you don't have to build as many supports as if you were using like a smaller plate, like a 4x6. So went ahead, put those in there, and then I've just been kind of layering these 4x6 and other plates to kind of plate this over. I'll be covering all this anyways, so it doesn't really matter. It's just really, as long as it's somewhat strong, we're good. And then moving on down here, what I've been doing is pretty much all of this was never connected. So I connected all these with either 2x4s, or in this case, what I did was I actually took stacks of 2x4s and I did, let's see if I can show you. I basically made bricks like this, but picture if these were interlocked, like left, right. And then I just supported those all throughout, you know, using pillars and stuff like that, or supports. And it makes a really strong, stable surface. And then that's gonna allow me to come in here with my normal 2x4s for kind of like the top section here, and I can just kind of build that, and then obviously I'll be putting slopes and blending all of that. So I just finished up to here, and now I'm going to kind of blend this top just with 2x4s, maybe a couple slopes. Not gonna go into the slopes just yet. That's more for when we flip this mock back around so I can actually see it. And then what I'm working on is going to be down here. So it's getting all of this built up and then getting plates elevated all throughout here. So that's what I'm going to be working on right now. I'm going to go ahead, like I said, start on this, and I'll come back to you guys when I have some stuff to show you. Okay, so I started looking for some larger plates to elevate this section over here. And I realized, you know what? I'm actually going to, I ripped these pillars out. These were supporting this corner, this edge of this plate. And I figured I'm going to actually take this plate out, and then I'm going to put these back on here. And then I'm just going to elevate this whole plate up. And I think that's going to save me a lot of time, because then I won't have to, I'll basically cut my work in half. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I think that's a smart move. It's going to get close on this corner. It might get kind of weird looking, but we'll make it work. And yeah. All right, this is what I've got so far. I can't really remember where I left off. I'm pretty sure it's where I was elevating this plate. So as you can see, there's no plate down here. Once again, it doesn't really matter because you're not going to be seeing any of this. So I elevated this plate here, and then I kind of threw down some random, these are like some light blue plates that I had just for support for these. And I elevated these. I just put on this really long, it's like a 2x12 or 16 plate. And that's really tying everything together, making that really sturdy. And then obviously all of this was never here. So this is all built up now, and it's looking really good. I haven't seen it. I honestly haven't gotten up from my chair to look like from this angle, but I hope it looks good. Now what I'm doing is I'm gonna fill in this little bit here, plate this over here, and I think we're ready to turn the mock back around, unless I wanna be, I guess I'll probably turn it around. I'm just trying to think if I want to be reaching across the table to do all the slope work, but I figure we'll probably swap it, flip it around once I get this little section done. But yeah, I'm really excited to turn it around and show you guys. So I'm going to keep working on this, and then I'll probably rotate it 180 and we'll be back to like how we were. And it is flipped around, and I just took about 5 minutes. I cleaned off everything here. I moved the tanks over here. I cleaned up this side of the mock or the table. Then we got all the loose parts, all the minifigures I use for staging and thumbnails. And this is what we've got, guys. So it doesn't look like much now that I cleaned it off, but what I'm going to be working on now is I'm probably going to be taking all of these slopes that I have, And I'm going to be basically turning this into this. Like you can see the difference there, how much more detail this has versus this. This is kind of like the blank slate, and then you add all this detail and it looks really cool. So that's what I'm going to be working on. And then, you know, I'm probably going to, I don't know, I want to lay out some buildings or something, because once we get the buildings laid out, this is going to start to look really cool. So, and I guess, you know, you start putting some tanks on here and it's going to look really sick. I don't know if we're going to have one up here or what the deal is, or we might just have two right there or something like that. I'm not too sure yet, but I'm going to go ahead and work on the slopes, and then I might do some layout for the buildings. I'm not too sure yet, but yeah, this is what we got so far. I think it's looking really good. One other random thing that completely off topic, but the hazmat zombies, I won't be able to make a video until Tuesday because that's my upload schedule, but I want to let you guys know the hazmat zombies are on my website. Let's see, I made a batch of 50 and already half of them are sold. So if you guys are interested, I know a lot of you guys on YouTube were excited about these. Follow my Instagram for more information, but these are on the website. I'll put a link in the description. But this is all I have, and half of these are already sold, so I have to pack orders. So definitely check those out as well. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start working on that. All right, guys, so what I've done so far is I've used almost half of this bag of 1x3 slopes. I don't know where. I have a bag of 1x2 slopes, which are these smaller ones, if I can find one. So this is a 1x3, obviously, 3 studs long. And then where's a 1x2? Oh, come on, I just saw one. That's a 1x2 inverted. And then, oh, here's one on top of this brick here. So this is a 1x2. I don't know where the bag of these are, but these are really useful, but the 1x3s are also very useful. But my whole point, just now look at it from the last clip. This is just adding 1x3s, and it's already starting to smooth out and make it look more organic. I mean, you compare these two, this one definitely looks more rockier and chunkier, which is fine. We can have a little bit of difference. I think that'd be cool. But this is just me adding that one piece. I still haven't added these pieces, and I still haven't added in like all these little cheese slopes, these really tiny 1x1 slopes, to, you know, do little things like, okay, I want to smooth this out and make that look more natural. So it's little details like that. So I just did all 1x3s. Now I'm going to find as many 1x2s as I can here, add those, and then do the same with the 1x1s, and then it's going to really smooth things out. But honestly, I could stop here and it would look really good. But I think it's going to be cool having like a really rocky, smaller mountain, and then this bigger one that's just a little bit different looking. I think that's going to be really cool. Totally forgot to mention in the last clip, I laid out this building with these light blue gray parts that I have here, and I'm thinking this might be a little bit too small. I might make it a little bit bigger after looking at it, but I know for a fact I want a light bluish gray building, and then we're gonna have one more building. I don't know where. It might be here or here. It's gonna be, I don't know if I want it in the center, because that'll kind of block potential like cool firefights we could have. I actually might move this one over and then put one like right there. So I'm gonna play with that, and you know, feel free to leave me comments and feedback in the comment section below of where I should put these buildings. Okay, a couple things I've been working on. One, I put a bunch more slopes on this of the 1x3s. I haven't found too many 1x2s yet, but what I mainly was working on is I took down the layout of that house. Normally, or before, I had about this size building right there in light bluish gray, but I didn't like that because I want some open ground. And now that I look at this, this might be a little bit too big. I might make it like, maybe like this big. So we're just making it a little bit smaller. So I might do something like that. Yeah, I'm starting to like that a little bit more. So basically, I wanted to have enough open room back here for some like serious battles. And I might even push these over more. So this gap's more like this small, and then this is just shifted over more, because I want as much open space right here for like a big battle as we can. So I like this layout. I definitely want 2 buildings. So I might even make them a little bit smaller. I kind of like that size. This seems a little bit too big. I'm just kind of talking out loud as I'm thinking here, so I'm just kind of playing as I do this. So something more like, yeah, so something more like that size I think would be good. And then we take both of these and shift them over, maybe like 8 or 10 studs, so that far over, and I think that will look really nice. So I think that's kind of the plan. I'm curious to see what you guys think of this layout. I think it's going to be really cool. Obviously, we're going to be coming in here and adding like snow, piles and rocks and stuff to break up the, kind of blank ground. But some of these I really need to make sure they're pushed down all the way. But that's kind of where we're at right now. I'm curious to see what you guys think. Feel free to drop me some comments down below. But yeah. All right, guys, let's pick the winner from last week's episode here. Let's go ahead and scroll down. My mouse will be my pointer, so I'm just going to count down. So 3, 2, still loading, 1, and boom. Let's go with Lizard Bricks. That zombie is cool. The mock is super cool. Cool. Awesome, Lizard Bricks. You're the winner. Shoot me an email through my website, BrickTactical, with a screenshot of you logged into your account, and then give me your full address, and I can get that out to you. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Battle of the Bulge. I'm really excited with how the mountain or cliff back there is turning out. I really like it, especially if you take a step back. And I really like how we have kind of two different mountains going on. We have one kind of really rough and rugged, and then we have this different style. And I think it looks really cool. It's going to look really nice once we start adding trees that add color. Minifigures are going to add color against the white contrast. And it's just, I'm really excited this mock. I have this vision now in my head. It took me a while because normally with some mocks, I have that vision from the get-go. This one took me a little bit of thinking and, progress and time to pass. But now I have a vision. The second we start adding trees and figures, this thing's really going to pop. So I'm really excited. I hope you guys are enjoying the progress. Make sure you guys leave a like on the video, comment down below, and subscribe so you're entered into that giveaway. Guys, we just hit 82,500 subscribers. We're coming up on 85,000. Once we get to 85,000, I promised I would give away one of these armored car kits. These are a $60 kit on my website, and that's a World War I armored car, and I'll be giving one of those away. So, guys, help us get this channel to 85,000 and soon to come 100,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys check out last week's episode. Check out the full playlist. Subscribe right there. And make sure you guys, I know a lot of you guys that are watching this right now aren't subscribed because I have that statistic. So make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss another video. It's free, doesn't cost you anything, and it helps me out. All right, guys, take it easy.